So my niece is 14 years old. She's the oldest of 12 nieces and nephews that I have. And she's already talking to me about the fact that she thinks that working towards gender equality is really important. And I think that's wonderful, but I also think that's shit. That she's 14 and she's already worried about the fact that things aren't equal in this world for women. That at 14 years old, you're already thinking about how should I be fixing this problem when it's a problem that shouldn't exist in 2016.
It's just making the most of every moment, you know. So when my son Frankie is asleep, I'm working, you know. And at night time when the kids are in bed, I'm working again. So there's not a lot of one-on-one time with the husband at the moment. And definitely no me time, very little social time. So it's a big sacrifice and a big commitment.
It's real. It's not this pie in the sky, can't be done thing. Like, it's not the unachievable.
My involvement in this isn't just a job. Like, this is a significant, you know, part of who I am.
As always with a startup, everything feels a bit overwhelming, and there's so many avenues and so much to do and so much excitement about it that we've got a long road ahead of us, but an exciting one.
We've gone out and asked people to think about what problems they'd like to solve and then how they would bring that in and become a startup founder. So you don't have to be one to become one.
When we opened applications on the 4th of October, at 7:30 in the morning, the first person had already registered their application. We had 800 people register to apply, and it was only open to half the population.
So you should have seen the applications we've got. They're like crazy impressive.
Every time I say yes to picking somebody, I've said no to not picking somebody else. So there's a big responsibility to everybody who didn't make it for us to pick and select well.
You know, as soon as the news leaked out that, you know, I've been accepted into the top 20 with SheStarts, you know, the phone started ringing.
Welcome to SheStarts Bootcamp. The next 2 weeks, we're going to find out just how big and game-changing your ideas are.
Startup is a journey that's full of unknowns.
Half of you are not going to make it through this program.
This is a competition. 10 of you are going away. I mean, that's super clear.
Once women get funded, they actually have a really high success rate all the way through funding because they're building successful businesses. But we're just not opening the funnel up enough at the start. So that's really why we're working at this early stage. We're going, let's get more women even thinking that this is an option. Because once they're in, I know they're going to be successful. I know they're going to run these companies that we're going to see. I know they're going to create those unicorns.
Listen, being in the top 20 is already a life changer. So I don't need to be in the top 10. I mean, I'm badly hoping and I'm going to work really hard to be in the top 10, believe that.
I'm trying not to think about, you know, the final 10.
Every single one of these women want to solve a problem that is real and that is a problem for humanity.
I think for a lot of the founders, because this accelerator program is focused on ideas that are so early stage, like this would be the first time that people actually challenge their ideas. This might even have been the first time that they've actually told anybody about their idea, right?
Equivalence was no longer an idea that my husband and I talk about. It's now I talk about to everyone and anyone who'll listen.
A lot of people come to programs like this knowing that their business is going to be taken apart and put back together, or maybe not put back together at all.
Confidence is key to achieving anything.
Confidence is a huge thing, and that would be big for that, like feeling like that I deserve to be here and that people like believe that it's a viable product and that it's worth fighting for.
I had an idea and I needed to make it a reality, so I started learning how to code at night.
The idea for me has been near and dear to my heart for many years, so the idea was already there. I've been scouring for opportunities on where I can best fit.
We're picking a fight with big guys, and I know that's scary, but it is exciting at the same time.
Because in any startup, you come across so many unexpected things, so many barriers, and you don't need to know all the answers to get through those things, but you need to have the right attitude to be able to find out those answers. So looking for that sort of critical thinking first.
There are some that perhaps are going to need a little bit more coaching to get themselves particularly ready for those judges.
But I'm always concerned when people, men or women, come to me during a hackathon, during an advisory session or whatever it is and say, this startup is my baby. But, well, then now I have to come and criticize your baby.
You know, when you have an idea and someone challenges that and tests it, there's two ways to look at it, I guess. You can be kind of a little bit disheartened, or you can actually look at what they're telling you and really embrace it.
We'll find out that the fit's there or the fit's not, and sometimes finding out that the fit's not there is just as important.
To be honest, it felt like a slap in the face, but it was the slap that we needed. And I think it felt like a slap in the face because, as Jess said, like, we're really good at what we do. Like, we get great feedback, we're getting great results, and to have people tell you, like, that's rubbish, it's not gonna work, it's like, but. So, but it was actually the wake-up call that we needed to start thinking outside of what consulting could offer and how technology could help us create products that was gonna be really genuinely global.
Launching a big project, I know how to do. Managing an acquisition, I know how to do. But taking a small idea off the ground, I don't know how to do.
We had expected that kind of things would all get torn apart and put back together, but the number of times things got torn apart and put back together, I would have never been able to imagine.
I think our challenges are navigating the new business world as we are academics. You know, learning the lingo is great also, but is challenging.
When they're standing in front of these judges, they will have by that stage, if they haven't already, realised that they're standing before perhaps the biggest opportunity of their life.
It would be life-changing to make the top 10.
I'm taking this from an amazing idea and I'm going to take it to the next level.
You know your product, you know why, but I think it's the delivery at the end of the day, right? Pitching is all about, it's selling. You have to sell your product.
I think the most important part of the pitch would be to actually communicate the vision in a way that people in that room will understand.
My heart is beating very fast, so I'm very, very nervous.
I'm feeling okay. There's nervous tension in the belly, but otherwise I think I'll be okay.
It's just the first slide. As long as I can nail the first slide, and then I don't mind if I taper off. But that's what I'm reimagining over and over again. Is Kate, just memorize your stuff and go in there and just remember it.
I want them to think that I've got it.